Describe a gene to me.
It's a unit of... I literally just explained.
What is a unit of heredity in actual reality?
DNA!
Okay, so DNA is a unit of heredity according to you?
No, it's part of your DNA. Your DNA is your construct.
So what? So the DNA is a unit of heredity according to you?
Listen, this guy, this guy's a fucking... You wanna know what he's saying? He's
Do you
saying
believe
genetics
genes are real?
don't exist.
Yes or no?
He's saying genes aren't real. This
They're
guy's
not real.
retarded. This guy's literally fucking retarded.
Do you believe they're real? Yes or no?
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Do you believe genes are real? Yes or no?
Like, he thinks, look. So,
They're not real. Genes aren't real. Your high school biology teacher's wrong. Sorry, I'm smarter than them.
hereditary construct.
Yep.
They have sex, they make you. You have you DNA form. And look, so genetics are part
DNA is not a gene.
Yep.
It's a hereditary unit, right?
There's no hereditary
Did
units.
you get it from your parents? Your offspring? This guy thinks that doesn't exist. This guy thinks that doesn't exist. He's literally...
There's no unit. There's no one unit of heredity. There is none.
Hey bro, question. Do you eat cereal upside down? Do you put
Ad hominem.
milk
Ad
first
hominem.
before cereal?
Ad hominem. Ad hominem.
I think
You're committing an ad hominem. So you concede the debate. You basically concede the debate, right?
I'm coming across a lot of people that have PC.
this is
You guys are NPCs. You guys have tails. That's why you're NPCs.
you don't automatically have the cognitive ability to fucking like deconstruct yourself.
Yes, you can develop it. You can develop that cognitive ability.
This guy's got me dead already. I'm losing brain cells by the second.
You guys are NPCs malfunctioning. Malfunctioning NPCs.
Oh my god.
Malfunctioning NPCs. You guys are being schooled by a gorilla. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, we sure are, aren't we?
You guys actually think genes are real? What an idiot!
I love that insult, fellow cucker, fellow cuck.
Yeah, that's what you are.
If you're gonna insult me, dude, I just
Please,
want to lay this
please
out there
insult
now.
me, please,
If you're gonna
please.
insult
Give
me-
what you got. Give what you got. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if you're going to insult me,
Yeah.
then you could at least come up with one where you're not also insulting yourself. Because
Why?
if you don't know it or not, the implication behind calling me a fellow cuck implies that you too are a cuck.
I called you fellow
I would
cuckler.
Yeah, fellow cuck.
Yeah.
As in, I'm a cuck.
No,
Just
no,
like
no.
you.
It doesn't mean you're my fellow. It means that's your name. You're someone's fellow cuckler. To BreadTube, you're BreadTube's fellow cuckler. See how words can have different meanings?
If you really
You're
think I'm
BreadTube's
just like
fellow
BreadTube,
cuckler.
I'm very sorry that you believe that.
I know that.
So I was getting a little bit sick of that.
Excuse me.
So this is him in VR chat.
Do you guys believe in science?
No,
In what?
Do you guys think science is real?
no.
Do you think God is real?
Do you?
Do you?
Only if it's the immortal science of lysenkoism.
Do you?
Right, chat?
Genes? Do you think genes are real?
Like, only if they're real tight, they're real.
You think God is real?
What?
Do you believe genes are real? There are such things as genes.
Ooh, cute.
I just said yes. Do you think God
Oh, you believe in genes, don't you? Got him, guys. You believe in genes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you prove it?
This reminds me of when Xander Hall started out and he would go play Fortnite. And invariably, you know, because if you play Fortnite, you know, with just randos, you end up, oh my god, you end up playing, oh, there's a Doge, I see. You end up playing with a lot of, like kids and stuff, and Xander Hall would just always be like, hey, kids, do you believe in socialism? Think socialism's pretty good?
Oh, really?
Do you believe,
Really, genes are DNA?
like, it was so funny, like,
This guy's fucking.
Xander Hall would have, like, serious political discussions with
It's correct.
kids in, like, Fortnite.
Actually, no. The Mendelian gene was never proven to actually exist.
But never about
DNA has nothing to do
lysenkoism.
with the gene.
Hereditary gene.
No, DNA has nothing
Yes,
to do
it
with the
does.
gene.
Hereditary.
They kind of looked like tabby style Catboys.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my.
Although chat, I know a little bit about
Fucking DNA.
So I know a little bit about VR chat avatars, and I can tell that these two haven't really done that much with theirs. Cause like, look, if you really get your shit going in VR chat, you will have bouncy, like, you know, you'll have like bouncy fur, bouncy ears. It takes a lot though, chat. You have to like anchor things into other things. It's actually really complicated. VR chat is like almost like if you really want like a really good, high quality like avatar, you almost have to have somebody make one for you. Otherwise, you're sort of stuck in like.
Stupid. No, they don't.
Are you dumb as fuck?
Genes are a metaphysical concept.
Is he anti-analytic?
gene
Oh no,
is a
he is.
metaphysical
He's anti.
concept.
He doesn't believe in
Mendelian
genes. He
genetics
believes in
has been
Lysenko. He believes that Lysenko had it right.
So dumb.
Oh, because you lost the debate. You're scared to debate me about.
You lost the debate. I'm sorry, Catboys.
Trofim Lysenko.
Because you're just so retarded that we should just pull.
Do you know the agronomist Trofim Lysenko?
Agronomist Trough?
Right now, we should.
The what's the agronomist Trough chat?
Clown.
No, you sound like a clown, bitch. I'm winning the debate.
You're winning the debate.
You're not winning.
That's how you know you're winning a debate, is when you have to say I'm winning the debate.
You're winning the
You
clown
lost the
debate.
moment-
You're
you
definitely
lost
winning.
the
You're the idiot who believes in genes. What a fucking dumb.
You believe in genes? You don't know about the immortal science of Lysenko?
Oh yeah, I'm a conspiracy
Yeah.
theorist.
Oh my god.
So you believe everything? You believe everything scientists say?
Yeah, the Catboys are kind of ableist. Yo, chat, Catboys have a reputation for being right-wing.
Why do you believe
I don't know how earned that is, or if that's just a weird thing where somebody saw a right-wing Catboy once and was like, whoa,
Why do you
surprised by
believe
it, and so they like made up this thing where Catboys are all like
It has nothing to do with
chuds. There is like a weeb thing, like where a lot of weebs are chuds, or like, you know, edgy
Fucking god.
at the very
It's
least.
not anatomy, dude. It's microbiology.
It's because of Catboy Kami. It's probably because of Catboy Kami. Yeah, that's the weird thing is like people will see like one, you know, person
Mendel, right?
that's like actually kind of like an outlier, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's what Catboys are like.
Guys,
The guy who invented genetics.
I met my cringe quota for this year 30 minutes ago. Oh my
Mendelian
god.
genetics is disproven. So genes aren't real. It's a metaphysical concept.
there's no inventing genetics.
Yes, there
Yeah,
is.
genetics
You don't invent
existed
that.
since the time of humans.
They exist. They exist.
No.
You don't
Yeah.
It's a complete fairy tale. There's no such thing as genes.
There's no such thing as genes. Okay.
What's your theory? What's your proven fact that there's no genes?
A gene is a metaphysical
so how are
concept,
you-
and there's no such thing.
That's
Wait, it's a metaphysical concept. Okay. It's a construct, yeah.
So listen. So how come I am different than you as a person completely?
There's a whole host of factors as to why you are physiologically different. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with a single unit.
I love the Catboy that's got the tongue
There's no
thing.
single
Eh,
unit of
eh.
heredity whatsoever. There's no.
Oh, he's doing the. Nice.
There is no single unit of heredity.
I can't take conspiracy theories, bro.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's true. Look it up.
I actually can't. Do you have a mental disability?
Because you lost the debate, you have to use ad hominems.
I love the shade that these Catboys are giving him. You can just tell, like, even without the characters being fully like,
Ad hominem.
you know, tricked out, you can tell like
Okay, ad hominem.
these dudes are just like throwing shade.
No, you're wrong, dude.
They're like, come on, dude. There's no such thing as genes. Please.
What an idiot!
And that's
What a fucking idiot! He believes in genes.
He believes in genes. Gotcha. What an idiot. What an idiot.
that legit is. You're correct.
Yo, VR chat is so cursed. I love it, but it's so fucking cursed.
You believe?
Yeah, dude, he's going like I want to know. Oh wait, he's a gorilla, isn't he? Chat, is that right? His VR chat is a gorilla.
Genes.
Boilermaker is saying, "Oh, you're getting some makeup. Oh, you're getting makeup. Oh, you just wanted to make up your face."
So prove a gene exists. Can you prove it?
She's doing your makeup.
Gene exists. Go fucking read an article about it. Dumbass.
Dude, the articles are all stupid. They're written by retards.
Chat, I'm gonna be right back.
Prove it. Prove a gene exists. Show me. Show me where the gene
So
is.
people that have
Show me the genes. Show me the genes, chat. Show me the genes.
Show me where the gene exists.
got it.
Show me where the gene is real. Show me.
Got it.
This guy's too much. Okay, I'll be listening too.
It doesn't stand to the evidence.
Scientifically, yeah,
I
you
read
but you
plenty.
don't even know if they're fucking
He
real.
reads.
You don't know shit, dude. You say you read shit, but have you actually done studies yourself? Have you done studies yourself?
How would you know?
You haven't, have you?
So what?
You haven't, had you? Because
I've
you
analyzed the
by now.
true studies.
Concept 6. Genes
You
are
haven't
real
analyzed
things.
that
By that
shit.
time, there was strong evidence.
Dude, you don't
that
have to
basically
do studies
different
yourself to know that the
organisms
studies
have different
don't
Yes,
support.
you do. Why would you? Why would I?
Because
wanna
no
research
evidence
something
supports
dumbass?
that genes are real.
my
No
God.
evidence
Oh,
supports
you
genes
just
are
said-
real.
You just said you've read. You just said you've read a lot. You just said
Yeah.
you've researched this. So what? You just totally shit on yourself. You just totally debunked your own theory. You're fucking retarded.
How did I? I read everything and it doesn't stand to
retarded.
evidence.
What?
There is no gene. You're an NPC
Dude, I'm
malfunctioning.
losing brain cells over here, and I had none to begin with.
You're a
Bro,
malfunctioning
no,
NPC.
This guy's genetic construct is fucking. Oh my god. His dad has fucking Tourette's, and his mom. Dude, I don't even fucking know,
Dude,
There's something.
you
there's
actually believe
something
genes are
seriously
real?
wrong with you. Look,
You
listen,
actually believe genes are real?
listen. I
Are you gonna
respect.
keep asking
I
that
respect the
question?
fact that you believe in something. I respect that you believe in.
No,
something,
you're the one who
but-
believes in something. You're the one who believes genes are real.
You
Okay,
believe
then I
genes
respect
don't
the fact-
exist, though.
I respect the fact that you don't believe in something because you're fucking retarded. But
No, you're retarded. You believe in something without thinking about it independently. You just believe whatever the scientists are saying in lab quotes. NPC
that doesn't make
malfunction.
sense. That doesn't make sense.
They've
You
actually
can't
done hard-earned
think-
research
you can't
about
think
it.
about
Yes, you
Oh my
can. You
God,
read it
that's
critically
dude,
and
this guy believes in
independently.
God. This guy
You
believes in God.
analyze it
This guy
critically and
believes in God because
independently.
He thinks about it independently. This guy.
You
definitely
can
believes
think
in
about
God.
it independently.
This
You don't
guy
just have
actually
to
thinks
agree
about
with what they say. You can actually trace
you
their
can't.
arguments. Someone who's saying something exists has to support it with evidence. They
You
haven't done
don't
that.
have. You don't automatically have the cognitive ability to fucking like deconstruct yourself.
Yes, you can develop it. You can develop that cognitive
No.
ability.
This guy's got me dead already. I'm losing brain cells by the second.
You guys are
I'm still
NPCs
in-
malfunctioning. Malfunctioning NPCs.
Oh my god.
Malfunctioning
Oh my
NPCs.
God.
You guys are being schooled by a gorilla. How does it make you feel?
Oh.
Yeah, we sure are, aren't we?
You guys actually think genes are real? What an idiot!
Dude, hey, guess what? Guess what? You know what? You know how I said? Okay, this guy. You know how this guy said genes have nothing to do with DNA?
They don't.
Yeah.
A gene is a basic physical and functional unit of heredity. Genes.
There's
are
no
made
such
up of
thing as a
DNA.
unit of heredity.
Like, this guy's dumb.
There's no such thing.
Are you fucking serious?
There's no such thing as one unit of heredity.
Are you fucking kidding me?
All microbiology all works together. It all works together. There's no one unit of heredity.
This
It all
guy
works
is
together.
fucking retarded.
Microbiology is holistic. There's no one unit of heredity. Everything works together. The organism and the environment is a dialectic. They both work together.
And where's your evidence? Where's your evidence?
Epigenetics. Look up epigenetics. Beyond the gene.
Oh my fucking
Epigenetics.
God.
Look up epigenetics.
I assume that article's not even.
Look up epigenetics. Blown the fuck out. By a gorilla.
You
What
know
a
they-
fucking
they-
idiot.
You know they
About that.
find. You know. You realize genetics are found on chromosomes.
No, they're
You
not.
realize that, right?
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Look up. Look up.
Do
look
you
up
know the
microscopic
Russian
pictures.
agronomist
Look-
Trofim Lysenko? He
Google-
disproved
Google
it.
microscopic pictures.
Trofim Lysenko disproved it, and the microscopic pictures aren't showing you genes. They're not showing you genes.
Google it. Google it. Then what are they showing?
They're showing you microbiological processes that are working together holistically with the rest of the...
AKA genes.
No, they're not genes.
This guy's so fucking.
They're not genes.
This guy's.
Okay, buddy, whatever you say.
You were beaten by a gorilla. How does it feel?
Sure.
You actually believe
Yeah.
genes are real?
so
What an idiot.
dumb. You actually believe genes? don't
Alright,
exist?
buddy.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, are you actually being
Yes, I'm
serious?
100% serious.
Like,
100% serious.
Hey, are you hearing this? Hey, you right? Hey, are you hearing
And I'm right, and I win the debate. Genes aren't real.
Are you hearing this?
You guys are NPCs that are malfunctioning because you're hearing truth.
Sure, buddy, sure.
You guys just blindly obey authority. Imagine blindly obeying authority.
You're an NPC.
No, my arguments are pretty solid.
Blindly obeying authority? Scientists aren't even authority, though.
Okay, what is a gene? Describe a gene to me.
It's a unit of. I literally just explained.
What is a unit of heredity in actual reality?
DNA.
Okay, so DNA is a unit of heredity according to you?
No, it's part of you. It's part of your DNA. Your DNA is your construct.
So the DNA is a unit of heredity according to you?
Listen, this guy. This guy's a fucking. You wanna know what he's saying? He's
Do you
saying
believe
genetics
genes are real?
don't exist.
Yes or
He's
no?
saying- He's saying genes aren't real. This
They're
guy's
not real.
retarded. This guy's literally fucking retarded.
Do you believe they're real? Yes or no?
Retarded.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Do you believe genes are real? Yes or no?
Like he thinks. Look. So
They're not real. Genes aren't real. Your high school biology teacher's wrong. Sorry, I'm smarter than them.
hereditary construct.
Yep.
They have sex. They make you. You have
Yep.
you DNA form. And look, so genetics. Are part
DNA
of
is not a gene.
Yep.
It's a hereditary unit, right?
There's no hereditary
Did
units.
you get it from your parents? Your offspring? This guy
Yep.
thinks that doesn't exist. This guy thinks that doesn't exist. He's literally.
There's no unit. There's no one unit of heredity. There is none.
He's literally a conspiracy.
Hey bro, question. Do you eat cereal upside down? Do you put
Ad hominem.
milk
Ad
first
hominem.
before cereal?
Ad hominem. Ad hominem.
I think.
You're committing an ad hominem. So you concede the debate. You basically concede the debate, right?
I'm coming across a lot of people that have PC.
This is.
You guys are NPCs. You guys have tails. That's why you're NPCs.
Yes, sure, buddy.
This guy has to be.
So according to you,
Man, guys, he's right. He is right. You know, he's right. He's always right.
I
He's
am
always
right.
Yeah, he's right.
Absolutely.
He's right.
I am right.
You're right, bro.
You know
You're
what?
right.
You
You're
know
right.
what? I just appeared out of a cloud of hydrogen and fucking nitrogen.
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
like,
I appeared.
my DNA construct doesn't exist.
I appeared because of a fish, bro. I appeared because of a fish, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Because of
But-
fish.
but the
Because of
fish-
fish.
straw man
Grow legs
arguments.
and walk out.
Straw man.
Yeah.
But the
But
fish.
let's make
but
sure.
the
Straw
fish
man.
Did not fuck. It was a fart. It
Yeah.
was air.
Straw
It was
man.
Let's make
all air.
absolute 100% sure.
Straw
the fish
man.
Did not have any. The fish did
Sex
not
or
have
any
DNA.
sexual
The
or
fish didn't
anything
have
like that.
Straw
any
man.
hereditary
Any
construct. The fish is just-
DNA.
Yep. It
Straw
was
man. You
straw
guys
man.
got BTFO'd. How does it feel? Straw man.
Yep. So it is.
Yep,
It was
yep.
completely. You know, it
Yep.
didn't have any DNA. It didn't have any
Yep,
genetics.
mhm.
It was just.
Yep.
Yeah.
So guys, how does it feel to lose?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree with you,
It
man.
feels
You know what?
great. Yeah, no, we know.
Well, I'm thank you for admitting it.
You're
Thank you
right,
for
bro.
admitting it.
Genes just don't
I,
exist.
I,
think they just.
I think DNA does not exist. I think even if you just
No, I didn't say
you love
DNA
it,
doesn't
it's not real,
exist.
right?
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say DNA doesn't exist.
Yeah, nothing, bro.
We're all communists.
yeah.
Straw man.
Yeah, bro.
We're just socialists, dude.
Yeah,
Straw man.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, you're right.
people.
You.
I didn't say DNA doesn't exist.
That's right.
But
Yo,
we're
yo,
just
we do not,
equals.
we do not have any color skin or anything like that. We're just nothing, bro.
We are just-
Instead
we're
of being,
just- yeah, we're just made.
instead of being a him or a her, we are it.
Yeah, we are just.
We are
just
it.
exist. Yeah.
Yep, we're just it.
You know, this guy right here thinks that genetics aren't real, and I totally agree with him. I think.
We're back. Guys, the fucking stream crashed because of fucking VR chat. Proving I need a new PC. I need a new PC, guys. I need a new PC. OBS just fucking crashed. In case it crashes, I'm gonna wash my hands one more time because I still smell my sandwich on my hand. But I'm gonna play Oblivion, if that's okay. I really feel like playing Oblivion. So I'll be right back.
Hey, chat. I know what you're thinking. I just left you with less brain cells than you started with after that debate, and I don't like to make content like that, right? Because that was terrible. That was terrible. But guess what? There's a point there. There's like a point in what Haas is saying, believe it or not, okay? He's misunderstanding the point, he's exaggerating the point, and he's reading stuff that confirms his pre-existing biases about the superiority of the Soviet system, including sciences, when Lysenkoism was actually a really bad idea of what can go wrong, not just in, like, terms of science, but in terms of socialism, right? It's an example of where someone's social connections got them respect and got approval of their theories that it didn't actually deserve. So I wanted to just kind of finish this out with some actual information so that I'm not leaving you with just this vague idea of like either, you know, you're on the side of like, haha, you know, he doesn't believe in genes, what an idiot, or you're on the side of like, haha, you know, immortal science of Lysenkoism. Both of those are fucking wrong. And I'm going to actually consult my good friend Hank Green, friend of the VOD, to help me with that. We're going to do a little bit of a content steal right here. If you don't mind, Hank, I hope you don't mind.
Soviet agronomist Trofim Lysenko rose from obscurity to become the director of the Soviet Union.
So this is the dude. This is the Lysenko of Lysenkoism. This is the guy that Haas was talking about.
Lenin All-Union Academy of Agricultural Sciences, all because he claimed that wheat subjected to cold would produce a next generation better able to withstand even more cold.
So, I mean, you can see where this comes from. This is like somebody applying their conventional wisdom of like, yeah, what makes like stuff able to, you know, take cold? I don't know, maybe exposure to cold, right? And, you know, by itself, that's just kind of a dumb point of view. But science is sometimes made by guesses taken based on dumb points of view. Of course, you'd probably make a better case with a less dumb point of view, but, you know, this is what they had at the time. And remember, this is, you know, wait, oh God, I wish he'd orient us as far as time, whether it was pre Watson Crick, or I shouldn't even say that. Watson and Crick were not the only ones who worked on that project, and that, you know, oh my God, she always gets buried. Let's not let her get buried this time. Watson, Crick, and Franklin. Motherfucking Franklin. I think her name was Franklin. Rosalind Franklin. Okay, yeah, people always forget her. She worked, she did it easily as much, you know, in terms of the project as in terms of our understanding of genetics as Watson and Crick. So I'm absolutely not going to cut her out because I'm a big SJW. You all know that, though. Okay, so anyway, back to this wheat subjected to the cold. And I mean, you know, it's I don't know, it's something that from just thinking purely genetics and thinking from, you know, yeah, from just a genetic dogma point of view, this is laughable. No, what makes the wheat, what makes the next generation of wheat better able, no, the wheat inherits its genes from the previous generation of wheat, so it's not going to be more able to withstand the cold. There is an evolutionary effect of natural selection over longer periods of time, but as far as next generation, Lysenko, you're fucked. But he's not entirely wrong, right? And we don't find that out until like much later. He was right in some very particular ways for all the wrong reasons, I guess is what I'll say.
This process was called vernalization, and it caught on along with Lysenko's other ideas for farming faster than scientists could investigate whether they actually worked. So now promoted up to science boss, Lysenko focused on developing ideas similar to those of Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, the French evolutionary theorist who thought that organisms could inherit characteristics based on their individual experiences. This theory, in which experience mattered more than a competition among inherited genes, was a better fit with Marxism. Lysenko and his yes-men also made lots of unscientific claims about agriculture, including that rye could transform into wheat.
Oh yeah, I should look up why that was a better fit with Marxism. I feel like that's an interesting story too. Yeah, look at this.
Also used his power to destroy the careers of geneticists in the Soviet Union, all of them. He had the real scientists fired and replaced with his lackeys. This system.
So this was like a dogma that, I don't know, I guess we could read more about this on Wikipedia, because that's how skin deep we are on this stream.
Of science purely for politics' sake became known as Lysenkoism. Now,
this is what I talk about. This is the danger that, like, a lot of leftism still leaves on the table. You know, granted, like, I'm a leftist, right? I consider myself a leftist. But I also note that if we, you know, somehow get there without taking into account our social hierarchies and at least becoming conscious of them, those are going to be the new hierarchies, right? Those are good. The cliques. You remember your high school cliques? You sit down at a table, you're the nerd table, you're the cool table. Well, guess what? That's life now, right? We don't want that. We really, really don't want that. We especially don't want that to apply to stuff like work. And, you know, in some ways it already does, right? But like, if our revolution were what would just empower cliques, one would question, you know, how much of our sacrifice was really worth it.
All systems of science are political. Saying you're apolitical just means you're for the status quo. But Lysenkoism wasn't even science anymore. It was a pure power play. So in 1940, the leading Soviet geneticist Nikolai Vavilov was arrested. Lysenko took up his post as the director of the Institute of Genetics. In 1941...
Why does everybody like black coffee? I can't even drink coffee black.
Vavilov was put through a sham...
They make it look so good. They like drink it hot and like, you know...
trial and found guilty of sabotage.
To, like,
imprisoned.
Anyway.
He died of malnutrition in 1943. Thanks, Thought Bubble. And then, in 1948, Lysenko talked Joseph Stalin into banning population genetics and other types of bourgeois biology entirely. This meant no more artificial selection of crop varietals based on neo-Darwinian science. The Soviet Union, already facing serious food shortages, lost an important tool for fighting famine. Lysenkoism only ended in the 1960s.
And I'm sure somebody can tell me about Hank Green's politics down in the comments. I remember some controversy, but I don't actually remember where the ball landed on that one. But somebody in this audience remembers, so let me know down in the comments.
After Lysenko, Stalin died, and 3 prominent Soviet physicists spoke out against his pseudoscience and political manipulations. But at least, thanks to scientists, including Julian Huxley, Nikolai Vavilov's reputation as a great geneticist was finally restored. Next time, another bridge from World War II to the Cold War. It's time...
Okay, so let's really quickly, like I said... This is actually a really interesting story. So yeah, like, as much as it would have been nice to leave the video at an algorithm-friendly length, I had to just tag this on. Because I'm long-winded, and I ramble. Okay. Lysenkoism was a political campaign led by Trofim Lysenko against genetics and science-based agriculture in the mid-20th century, rejecting natural selection in favor of Lamarckism, an exaggerated claim for the benefits of vernalization and grafting. In time, the term has come to be identified as any deliberate distortion of scientific facts or theories for the purpose that are deemed political, religious, or socially desirable. More than 3,000 mainstream biologists were dismissed and imprisoned. Numerous scientists were executed in the campaigns of scientific opponents. The president of the Agricultural Academy, Nikolai Vavilov, who had encouraged Lysenko, was sent to prison and died there. While Soviet genetic research was effectively destroyed, research and teaching in the fields of neurophysics, cell biology, and many other biological disciplines were harmed and banned. Other countries in the Eastern Bloc, including the People's Republic of Poland, Czechoslovakia, German GDR, accepted Lysenkoism, GDR being the Eastern Germany in the Cold War, as the official new biology to varying degrees, as did the People's Republic of China for some years. The government of the USSR supported the campaign, and Joseph Stalin personally edited a speech by Lysenko in a way to reflect his support that would come to be known as Lysenkoism, despite the skepticism towards Lysenko's assertions that all science is class-oriented in nature. Okay. he served as the director of the Soviet Union's Lenin All-Union Academy Agricultural Science. So yeah, that's what they mean by top, I guess, what, crop scientist? There was something about Darwin's concept of random mutation that was seen to be at odds with Marxist ideology, right? Oh my god, Wikipedia, you're kind of what? You're kind of thick. A little thick. Wikipedia. It is Wikipedia. That's right, chat. Who is totally here, because I'm not filming this like after the stream or anything like that, because chat is completely still there. You can see chat. Lysenko's attack on bourgeois pseudoscience of modern genetics and proposal that plants can rapidly adjust to change environment suitable suited the ideological battle. So, you know, what we're putting together here is that Lysenko thought that essentially by I don't know if he meant like by subjecting the wheat to cold or whatever, planting it in a more northern environment and then moving, I don't know what the application of this would, but that essentially you could affect your crop like right now in a specific way of like whatever, you know, the input is, whatever the stressor is, it was gonna, you know, somehow develop resistance in that generation. This doesn't happen. Lysenko was wrong. Lysenko also was, you know, basically doing the worst kind of science that starts off with the idea that, like, you know, these other theories that had a lot of science behind them were just incompatible with Marxism, right? And if Marxism is about materialism, the true nature of reality kind of needs to be compatible with Marxism. Otherwise, maybe it's not as Marxist as it would like to see itself. Okay, anyway, Soviet agricultural around 1930 was in a crisis due to forced collectivized farms to the extent of the Kulak peasant farmers, the extermination of the Kulak peasant farmers. The resulting famine of 32 to 33 provoked the government to search for a solution for the critical lack of food. Lysenko's attack on the bourgeois pseudoscience of modern genetics and the proposal that plants can rapidly adjust to changing environments suited the ideological battle both in agriculture and Soviet society. So this is literally like we're like interpreting science in a certain way is beneficial, you know, to a certain group. Rejecting natural selection and Mendelian genetics, Lysenko claimed to have developed agricultural techniques which would radically increase crop yields. These include vernalization, like we taught the cold thing, species transformation, oh my god, really? Yes, rye to wheat, okay, whatever, dude. Inheritance of acquired characteristics and vegetative hybridization. Well, wait. Oh, wait, did he think that the plants... I mean, I don't know what this means, actually. I mean, the hybridization, obviously, you know, if you plant two of the same kind of plants that are a little different together, they'll breed and make a third plant that maybe has qualities of both, depending on how the genetics shake out. He claims in particular that vernalization, exposing wheat seeds to humidity and low temperature, could increase the crop yield. However, the technique was not new and it did not produce anything like the yields promised. He claimed further that he could transform one species, Trichum durum, pasta wheat, into another, Triticum, vulgare, bread wheat, or autumn wheat, by 2 to 4 years of autumn planting. So Western scientists using the number of chromosomes in each of them knew that that was impossible. We're talking about a tetraploid and a hexaploid, and you can't turn a tetraploid into a hexaploid. So Lysenko further claimed that Lamarckian inheritance of acquired characteristic occurred in plants that had eyes like potato tubers through genetic difference, though the genetic differences in these plants were already known as somatic mutations. Somatic mutation, change in DNA sequence with somatic cell of multicellular organism, dedicated reproductive cells, that is, any mutation that occurs in a cell other than a gamete, germ cell, or gametocyte. unlike germline mutations, which can be passed down to descendants, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, he also claimed that when a tree is grafted, the scion, I guess that's the new tree, permanently changes the heritable characteristic of the stock. I don't know what scion. That's just grafting. Why aren't they showing us? I want to see scion, not grafting. See, that's grafting. Anyway, that would constitute vegetative hybridization. Okay, this is what heritable permanent changes in heritable characteristic of the stock. Oh, wait. Oh, it could occur in horizontal gene transfer, but it sounds like that's not what Lysenko was talking about. Okay, so reappearance. This is the interesting part. I bet that this section of Wikipedia has got a discussion of just fucking, like, hopefully somebody's caretaking this article, because I know there's like an army of tankies lined up to like edit this thing if they can to make this sound like something it's not. In the 21st century, Lysenkoism is again being discussed in Russia, including in respectable newspapers like Kultura and by biologists. The geneticist Lev Zivotovsky has made the unsupported claim that Lysenko helped to found the modern development of biology. Discoveries in the field of epigenetics were sometimes raised as alleged late confirmation of Lysenko theory. There's a parallel here. You know what I mean? But in spite of that doesn't mean that, you know, I don't know, claiming Lysenkoism as a victory, that's bullshit. Like, if you want whatever your fucking political philosophy is, if you want people to take it seriously, learn from the fucking mistakes of the past. And doing science by, you know, social clout measuring contests, like, I think this is borne out. Like, people might have starved because of this. But in spite of the apparent high-level similarity, heritable traits passed without DNA alterations, Lysenko believed that environment-induced changes are the primary mechanism of heritability. So that's what Haas was talking about in there. That he did say that he described it as a dialectic between environment and, I don't know if he said gene or organism or whatever. I think he said environment and organism. And in some way it is. And in some way that's an important, you know, that's what we've learned from epigenetics, is that your DNA is changed by a process called methylation, right? These are methyl groups. These are little tiny molecules attached like little tags to different parts of your DNA. Basically, when the DNA gets read as a sequence, and when it gets translated into proteins that do stuff, right, in the cell, it's read with tags now, and if the tag is in a certain place, right, it's going to be read in a different way. It's going to be expressed different parts. It might skip part of the code. It might, you know, I don't know. You know, it's basically a computer instruction. You could think of it that way. It's a bit of code that's attached there. We used to think that when the two organisms have a child, two humans, you know, have a child, that all of these little tags and stuff, and there's more than just methylation, that's just one example, but all these little tags got stripped off, and that they weren't, you know, they were gone, essentially. Like, you're back to zero. You're back to just your clean code, and then you get methylation as you go along. Turns out this isn't true. Most of the stuff shakes out, most of the methylations, most of the epigenetic effects go away, but they don't all. And so there is the possibility that something that your grandmother did, something that your grandmother ate, could be affecting you and your expression of DNA, either positively or negatively. You know, today, I don't know why I picked the grandmom. I just like to think of. So yeah, he was saying this was the primary. So you know, when Haas was saying that genes aren't real, what he meant was that, like, those are, if you believe Lysenko, then you'd say that, like, you know, those are just randomly occurring, because, like, you know, if you don't look at DNA with any respect, with any sense of, like, this has a particular function, then it's just like cells, molecules, stuff in the cell, right, in the centrome. And, you know, that he was saying that the real heritable, the real, like, traits actually come from the interplay. That is true, but it's mostly the DNA. It's mostly the DNA. Heritable and as far as heritable effects, yeah, you don't necessarily get like cold methylation from being exposed to the cold if you're wheat, right? You don't necessarily get, you can't. He wouldn't have understood. Even if these traits, do have a way of epigenetic induction, he wouldn't have understood how to. He was just shooting in the dark as far as being able to trigger any of those, as exemplified by the faulty science around crops. Heritable epigenetic effects were found, but are minor compared to genetic and often unstable. Yeah. Okay, and it also affected other countries as well. So I feel like I offered a pretty decent explanation of what epigenetics is and isn't. What little bit of a point, because like I never, even if somebody's completely posting cringe, as Haas often does, I don't want to like not acknowledge a partial truth, even like a tiny little bit of truth in their argument. And there's not much. There's like a homeopathic level of truth in that argument. It's mixed in, and there may not. What I'm saying, chat, is there may not even be one molecule of truth in what Haas was saying, but it's been close enough to truth where I want to go in and actually explain it. Actually explain where Haas's viewpoint comes from, how he misunderstood, what science has found, and how people fucking Soviet Union stands still are looking for a way to rescue this obviously bullshit science. 1984 was not necessarily about socialism, was not necessarily about capitalism, was what Orwell would have described as, authoritarianism, and could occur in either situations, right? And the whole 2 + 2 doesn't always equal 4 is almost, this is a pretty literal representation of that, right? If I were a Marxist-Leninist, I wouldn't want to think of this as being, something that this wouldn't be something that I'm trying to protect. This would be something I would be trying to get rid of. And, we can hope that that is what most Marxist-Leninists, want to do, because we never want to be taking, people like Haas as being representative of a whole group. Anyway, that is my spicy take. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for sticking around here. Actually, after the people asked what happened after Haas's debate and stuff like that, I got like stoned while that was happening because it was just so ridiculous. I was just sitting there like vaping and watching the thing, and then when I came back, I was just like completely like, ugh, and you don't want to see that, right? So you got to see this instead. You got to see caffeinated Irene instead of Hyrene, and I'm sure you can appreciate that. So thank you so much for sticking around and learning the real science facts behind the Tankie propaganda. And non-binaries are valid.